Diary of a Gladiator. First entry, the training grounds of Capua. Day 1. I have decided to keep this diary, hoping to feed my brain as much as my body. My name is Marcus Valerius, a former soldier now reduced to the status of a slave and a gladiator. Today I entered the gates of the Ludus Magnus in Capua, a place renowned for breeding the fiercest gladiators. The smell of sweat and blood fills the air, mingling with the acrid scent of metal and leather. The weather is stifling, the sun relentless, baking the earth and our bodies. Our Lannister, Cassius, is a harsh taskmaster. He demands perfection in every movement, every strike. My fellow gladiators are a mix of men from all corners of the empire: Gauls, Thracians, Egyptians. There's Lucius, a fellow Roman captured in battle like myself, and Atticus, a Gaul with a fierce temper and a skill with the gladius that rivals my own. Training begins before dawn under the watchful eye of Cassius. We start with running and drills to build our endurance. Then we practice with wooden swords, honing our skills and techniques. Our diet is simple but sufficient: barley porridge, beans, bread, and occasional meat. The food is designed to keep us strong and agile, ready for the rigors of the arena. Our owner, Gaius Aurelius, is a wealthy patrician with a keen interest in the games. He visits occasionally, ensuring his investment is well maintained. The other slaves in the household envy our position, for as gladiators, we have the chance to win our freedom through skill and bravery. Second entry, the Arena of Pompeii, Day 45. The fates deemed it fit for me to fight in Pompeii. The arena, though smaller than Rome's Colosseum, was no less daunting. The air was thick with the scent of the sea and the sweat of the crowd. My opponent was a Thracian named Darius, a formidable foe known for his agility and viciousness. The sky was overcast, a foreboding backdrop to our combat. As we clashed, the roar of the crowd surged like the waves of the sea. It was a dance of death, each move calculated, each strike deliberate. Darius wielded a curved seeker, his movements swift and deadly. I felt the sting of his blade more than once, the blood warm against my skin. But the gods favored me this day. I found an opening, my gladius plunging deep into his side. Victory was mine, but not without cost. My body bears new scars, trophies of a battle hard fought. The taste of triumph is bittersweet, as I know the gods may not favor me so again. Third entry, the Arena of Ephesus, Day 120. Ephesus, a city of grandeur, its arena a testament to Roman might. The sands were stained with the blood of many before me. The weather was hot and dry, the sun merciless. This time, I faced a retiarius named Quintus, armed with a trident and net. His strategy was to ensnare me, to draw me into his trap. The smell of salt and sweat hung heavy in the air. Quintus was quick, his net always threatening to entangle me, but the gods blessed me with swiftness and strength. I avoided his net, closing the distance to strike with my gladius. The crowd erupted in approval as I delivered the final blow, the trident clattering to the ground. Another victory, another step closer to my ultimate goal, the Colosseum of Rome. Yet each fight leaves me more battered, more weary. The toll of this life weighs heavily upon my soul. Fourth entry, the Arena of Carthage, Day 2 to 10. Carthage, a city reborn under Roman rule, hosted our next bout. The arena was massive, the heat oppressive, the air filled with the scent of spices and sweat. My opponent was Hector, a mumillo with a helmet adorned with a fish crest, and a wall of iron for a shield. He was a giant of a man, his strength unmatched. The journey to Carthage was arduous, leaving us weary. The city's bustling markets and towering structures were impressive, but the arena overshadowed everything. The crowd was immense, their cheers echoing off the stone walls. The smell of roasted meats mixed with the sharp tang of blood and sweat, creating an intoxicating atmosphere. Hector's reputation for brute force was fearsome. As we stepped into the arena, the ground vibrated with anticipation. The coarse sand stuck to my skin, adding to the discomfort. The signal was given, and Hector charged. His shield, a solid barrier. His gladius, poised to strike. I barely dodged his initial onslaught, each blow reverberating through my bones. The fight was a blur, each moment a struggle for survival. Hector's strikes were relentless. My Palmer shield took the brunt, but each impact numbed my arm. At one point, Hector's gladius cut my side, a shallow but painful wound. The warm blood trickled down, mixing with sweat and dirt. The pain fueled my determination. In a desperate maneuver, I feigned a stumble, drawing Hector in. As he moved to deliver the final blow, I twisted, using his momentum against him. My gladius found a gap in his armor, plunging deep into his side. Hector's eyes widened in shock and pain, his mighty form collapsing. The crowd erupted in a deafening roar, their approval washing over me. I stood over Hector's body, breathing heavily, every muscle screaming in agony. The taste of blood and victory was bittersweet. Back in the Gladiators' quarters, slaves tended to my wounds, their touch rough but necessary. Lucius, my friend and fellow gladiator, approached. "You fought well, Marcus," he said. "Hector was formidable. The gods were with you." I nodded, too exhausted to respond. The fight had taken everything from me. As I lay on my cot, the distant sounds of the city continued. Life outside the arena moving on. The faces of those I had slain haunted my thoughts. Carthage had tested me, pushing me to my limits. But I survived. The path to Rome was clear, but the journey left me scarred, in body and soul. My nights were haunted by the faces of those I had slain, my dreams filled with their silent accusations. As I drifted into a fitful sleep, I wondered how many more battles I would fight before I could claim my freedom. The life of a gladiator was constant struggle, each day a fight for survival. But I was determined to see it through, to stand in the heart of the empire and earn my place among the champions of Rome. Fifth entry. The Colosseum of Rome. Day 365. Today I stood in the heart of the empire, the Colosseum of Rome. The emperor himself presided over the games, his presence adding gravity to the event. The amphitheater, a marvel of Roman engineering, was a cauldron of sound and anticipation. The weather was cool, a welcome change from the oppressive heat of Carthage. The skies were clear, the sun casting sharp shadows over the arena's sands. My final opponent was a seasoned veteran, a secutor named Maximus, known for his ruthlessness and skill. Maximus was a legend among gladiators, his victories countless. His presence in the arena was intimidating, his armor gleaming, his eyes cold and focused. The crowd's roar was deafening as we faced each other, a sea of faces watching our every move. The smell of sweat, blood and anticipation hung heavy in the air. We fought with all the fury of caged beasts, each blow resonating with the weight of our destinies. Maximus was relentless, his attacks unceasing. He wielded his gladius with deadly precision, each strike aimed to kill. My body was already weakened from previous battles, my injuries slowing me down. As the fight dragged on, I felt my strength waning. Maximus landed a brutal blow, his gladius slicing deep into my side. The pain was excruciating, my vision blurring. I fell to the ground, the taste of blood in my mouth, the smell of iron overwhelming. The crowd's roar surged as I lay there, struggling to breathe. I could see the Emperor leaning forward, his eyes fixed on the scene below. The fate of my life hung in the balance, the decision resting with the Emperor. Summoning every ounce of strength left in me, I made a final desperate lunge, my gladius striking true. Maximus fell, his body collapsing to the ground. The roar of the crowd reached a fever pitch, the Emperor's thumb raised in approval. I am victorious, a champion of Rome. But as I lay here writing these words with a trembling hand, I wonder if I will survive these injuries. The pain is unbearable, each breath a struggle. I have earned my freedom. But at what cost? Will I live to enjoy it? Or will I succumb to the wounds I have sustained? The medics rushed to my side, their hands deftly working to stem the flow of blood. The scent of medicinal herbs mixed with the coppery tang of my own blood filled my nostrils. As I was carried from the arena, the faces of the crowd blurred together, their cheers a distant echo. My body was broken, my spirit weary. I was taken to the Gladiators' quarters, where the medics worked through the night to save my life. The cut on my side was deep, the loss of blood severe. Each stitch, each bandage was a painful reminder of the battle I had fought and the toll it had taken. Lucius, my friend and fellow gladiator, stayed by my side. "You did it, Marcus," he said, his voice filled with awe. "You defeated Maximus. You are a champion of Rome." I managed a weak smile, the pain making it difficult to speak. "The gods were with me," I whispered, "but I fear they may not be able to heal these wounds." The nights that followed were filled with fevered dreams and restless sleep. I could feel the weight of my injuries pulling me towards the abyss. The faces of those I had fought and killed haunted my thoughts, their silent accusations a constant presence. The life of a gladiator had left me scarred, both in body and soul. As the days passed, my strength slowly returned, though the pain remained. The road to recovery was long, each step a reminder of the battles I had fought. I knew that my time as a gladiator was over. I had earned my freedom, but the cost had been high. The scars would remain, a testament to the life I had lived and the price I had paid for my liberty. The Colosseum of Rome had tested me, pushed me to the edge of my endurance, but I had emerged victorious, a champion in the eyes of the Empire. The path ahead was uncertain, but it was mine to walk. I had survived the arena, and now I would face the future as a free man.